What's up? It's hashtag Ask Lauren. I'm in my kitchen. So I've been trying to figure out different shooting spots in my house, but right now, this is the only room that's like half decent and cleaned out. So this is where we're gonna do hashtag Ask Lauren for today, sitting on my counter. And I wanted to do this video all about YouTube because I actually just got finished shooting a TV segment for a little series called TO Tubers. They did a little profile on me and I spent the day with the host, Eileen, and we talked all about YouTube and kind of the pros and cons and the transition from television. And I know so many people have been asking me to do a video about YouTube, how to start YouTube, how do you make money on YouTube and all that kind of stuff. So now I'm going to share some of that information with you. The big question that everyone wants to know is, how do you get paid when you're a YouTuber? It's funny because there is no other job, I don't think, where anyone asks you how you make your money for some reason. But when it comes to working on the internet, everyone seems to think, well, how do you make any money off the internet? Even though I don't mean to sound rude, but even though I think it's very obvious, I think it's very transparent how people make money on the internet, and universally we're all using social media, so like anything, there's a way to make money doing anything. But maybe people just don't know how to go about it. So one of the ways you make money through YouTube and blogging is ads. You go on hotforfoodblog.com and you see there are some ads placed. There's not an overly huge amount of ads, but I get them from Google AdSense, and I generate ad codes and I place them in my site. I also use an ad network called Gourmet Ads, and they're a food-related food blogger ad network. So they help us get more ads. You get different rates per the amount of people who view the ad or click through the ad. It's not a significant amount of money, mind you, and I only started putting ads on Hot for Food blog like in the last couple of years, mainly in the last year and a half. So that's one way you make money. Now, in order to make a lot of money, I think you need to have traffic upwards of nearly like 1 million hits to make a significant amount of money through your ad revenue. Same with YouTube. We make ad revenue money from YouTube, and when I'm in the back end of my YouTube site, I can go to analytics and I can see how much money each video is made based on ads. The most a video's ever made is $25, let's say, $30, like my what I ate in a day video. And that isn't like within the first day of posting it, that's accumulatively for months. So it's not a lot of money. At the level I'm at, I've done very well, I think, in terms of growth. But I would say in 1 year, growing Hot for Food to over 120,000, and my channel recently just surpassing 70,000 in under a year is pretty fast, I think. I think in order to see a significant amount of money from ad revenue, you need to be in the hundreds of thousands and getting a lot more views, like hundreds of thousands of views on your videos. So to give you reference, because you know what, I've watched some of these videos on YouTube where people are like, I'm gonna talk about how we get paid. Nobody talks about the amount of money they make. I'm not gonna necessarily break down each and every fee that I charge for things, because I don't think, I really just don't wanna reveal like how much money I make in a year in my taxable year. But I will tell you, because they always say don't talk about money. But to give you an idea, okay, I'm gonna give you some ideas here. I just did my tax, or haven't done my tax return, but I organized my taxes for 2015. So 2015 was the year in which all of my income was from self-employment. The year before that, I had income from Bell Media and Much Music and self-employment income. But last year, my ad revenue income was $7,700. So that's Google AdSense from my website, and that's YouTube ad revenue. $7,700 for the year, which works out to $640 a month. So you cannot live on that, right? Unless maybe you live at home, but I of course do not. So that is a very small portion of my income. The other income sources that I have are getting paid by brands to post on the blog, on social media, and on YouTube. My YouTube campaigns that are sponsored are a higher value than, say, posting an Instagram photo. But those YouTube campaigns often involve a number of components. So not just a YouTube video that's sponsored, but also Instagram posts or Instagram takeovers on the client's account, or Facebook posts or Facebook video components. appearances. Maybe I have to make an appearance at an event or something like that. So it's all broken down like that. So I have different fees for different tasks. For instance, when I was hosting, I considered like a day rate for hosting between $1,000 and $2,000 a day, which meant like not like a 10-hour day, but like, you know, a day. If you want me to come to your event or you want me to like do something, $1,000 minimum, sometimes 2, sometimes 5. It just depends on the event, the sponsor, who's involved, who's paying. So that's obviously a very inflated rate. Like appearance fees for like people who are talent and like taking their time and hosting something or doing something like that, those fees are obviously much higher than say someone who, you know, charging $15 an hour, $10 an hour, something like that. You know, I make upwards of you know, a few $100s an hour sometimes. I think in the creative field, there's always this disparaging income bracket of people just starting out who are doing things for free and making no money, and then people who reach a certain level where your time and resources and creativity and ideas and work are of a certain high value. Like photographers get paid a lot of money. Artists get paid a lot of money if they're working kind of in a commercial capacity. TV hosts, actors obviously get paid tons of money, way more than that. So I was like, you know, mid-level Canadian TV personality getting paid not even 6 figures. People who are kind of working in that field are making 6 figures unless they're just starting out. I'm just giving you some numbers for your own reference here because people don't know. And I also think people don't ever like to reveal the money side of things, which is kind of annoying because how are you supposed to know anything? When I first started working in television, I got paid $100 for one day when I first started my first TV job. And then I made a full-time salary when I went full-time, this was in Vancouver, to about $30,000 or $33,000 a year. And then when I ended at Much Music, I was making between $80,000 and $90,000 for the year. Now I don't make that. I don't make that money. I make enough money to live, not just survive, but live a comfortable lifestyle. I want to make more money, obviously. I would like to make above and beyond what I ever made in television doing this, and I do think that it's possible within the next year. Anyways, it is possible to make a living doing this. A few people left comments like, what's your full-time job? This is my full-time job. As of July 2014, I became self-employed and started blogging and YouTubing and using my social media influence to make money. So that's how you get paid. Again, I still do some public speaking where I get paid a fee to come do something as a speaker, or an appearance fee. I get paid to do something as like for that. I'm trying to do that stuff less. I'm trying to just really do content creation on YouTube and social media. But there are, I would say, you know, a handful of ways I can make money and charge fees and stuff like that. What you'll find a lot on YouTube, and I actually don't know because I don't talk to a lot of YouTubers, but I'm guessing based on some of the emails I get, a lot of companies just want to give you a product in exchange for promoting them on YouTube or on social media. I don't do a lot of that. I charge a rate, plus I also receive free product. So there's a handful of small instances where I will just do something in exchange for something free if it's of high value or if it's something I want/need. So sometimes there is just a product exchange, but most of the time it's product plus fees for my technical ability, my creative ability, my development ability, and all of that kind of stuff, plus the value of my actual social accounts and following. Top 5 tips for growing your YouTube or social media channels, as told by Ali. Hi. Like I said, I grew those channels to the way they are right now in about just over a year, and one in just under a year. And it's kind of like, so what are you doing? Like, how are you doing this and how is it working? My quick answer is, I don't know. But I talked about this in the TO Tuber segment I just shot with Eileen and Mark, which will air on TV. If you get Bell 5 TV1 or something, it'll air sometime in the summer. Anyway, no one will see it because nobody watches TV. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so how do you grow your channel? One, I think it's a little bit of, not luck, but like there are algorithms on YouTube. Now, there are a lot of videos you can watch that'll be like, how to like title your videos and use description in your videos that will help your ranking or help you get seen more in these algorithms. I don't know what that junk means. I've watched those videos. I don't get it. I don't care. I want to call my video what I want to call it. You have heard me though refer to things like search engine optimization or SEO, or like if the name of one of our recipes is kind of weird, like my basic bitches macaroni skillet or John's pasta la vista. That's not a good search term because nobody's looking for that. Nobody's looking for, I want to make pasta la vista. Our thing will never come up. I need that recipe to say penne arrabbiata or vegan penne arrabbiata because that's what people are searching for, and then I want Hot for Food to be ranked near the top. I play around with that a little bit with the blog and with YouTube, meaning making sure my stuff is titled properly to a degree, and then making sure the description information uses keywords like vegan and recipe, cooking, things like that. You also tag your YouTube videos with keywords, so those need to be keywords that people are looking for. Vegan recipes, vegan cake, vegan brownies. So you need to put in terms that you think people will want to be looking for. Growing your channel is partly just like being organized, making sure your channel looks legit, making sure there's actually content on your channel. Because if you're gonna bother promoting a channel, you need them to go to the destination and then be able to actually engage and watch content. Then I think it's, I don't know, I mean, I do think I put out quality content. I think my content looks good, it's clear, it's on a good camera, it's focused, it's lit most of the time. Sometimes the vlogs are kind of crappy. But with Hot for Food especially, we wanted our production value to be of a certain level. I didn't want to put out kind of rinky-dink recipe videos. I wanted them to look legitimate. I wanted them to be of like ad agency quality, because my intention was to work with brands, and I wanted brands to look at our content and go, oh, I could see them using this brand and representing us properly. So I think if you want to take this seriously, that's the kind of mind that you can go in with. It's not to say it's a guaranteed success if you do that. You know, anyone can start YouTube, but it doesn't mean that everyone is going to be successful on YouTube. It's just not possible. Just how not everybody can be a successful lawyer, not everybody can be a successful anything. I think as long as you're following your heart and listening to your true self and following your intuition and being creative and doing what you want and following your instincts, then you're bound to succeed at anything. It may not be in the capacity in which you think it's going to be, and I don't think it does any use for you to look at me and go, I want to be exactly like Lauren, because I'm Lauren and you're not. You're you, so you have to figure out what your thing is. It doesn't mean you can't do vegan food. It just means what's your, it's going to be your thing, right? It's not going to be exactly like me because you're not me. And the same way I'm not going to be exactly like somebody else because I'm not them. So for me, I think to have success in just doing this as a job and staying motivated is like, I don't pay attention to what everyone else is doing because I don't care. I only want to do what I want to do and fuel my own creativity and feed my own fire and work in that space. So that's kind of what I do, and I think that that equates success in some capacity, being able to do this, having the luxury of time and freedom to get to do this. So I'm just following that path. I think the other thing in how do you do it, how do you grow it, is don't overthink. I don't do these videos and I don't put out content to get subscribers, to get like that counter going up. Like, that's not why I'm here. That's not what I'm doing this for. And I think when you really truly know that and believe that and follow that, by not being preoccupied and overthinking about the numbers or the strategies. I never had a strategy, really. It was just, what do I want to do? What do I want to put out? What do I feel like doing right now? What do I feel like doing right now? What do I feel like doing tomorrow? What do I feel like doing then? Following this impulse, following impulses, not about drafting out a plan, overthinking everything and saying, this is what I'm supposed to do. This is what I'm supposed to do. This is what I'm supposed to do. This is what this other YouTuber did. This is what this other YouTuber did. You have to follow your own beat, your own heartbeat, your own impulse for what it is you need to be doing next. And this kind of goes into some of my meditation, spiritual stuff, but it really is the same stuff. And it's like, if you don't know what that is, it will come to you. You need to be patient. You need to sit back and wait and relax and breathe and meditate and exercise or do whatever. Do what makes you feel good. And that creativity will come. I mean, everything you do is creative. Everything you do is creative output. Everything, every single thing. I think that's how you grow a channel. again, there's no guarantees your channel will grow if you do all those things, but maybe it's just because you're being led down a different path and there's something else, there's some other purpose. So I think right now that this is my purpose. It is working. People are listening. People are giving me feedback. People are hungry for more content. People are reacting positively, sharing our content, really engaging. This is what I'm really meant to be doing because it feels right. I feel excited. I feel invigorated. I feel like there's some momentum behind it, so I'm just following that. I still have nights where I go, what the fuck am I doing? Why am I doing this? Because it's exhausting. It is exhausting sometimes. But I've had those moments throughout my whole life with every career I've ever had, but I still deep down know this is where I'm supposed to be. I just have like a panic attack, freak out moment, right? We all have those. So I'm not trying to say that like this is all smooth sailing and everything. It's not, but deep down my real gut feeling is that this is where I'm meant to be, and I'm being kind of my most true, authentic self right now in this space, in this place, doing YouTube. So I like it and it feels right. So tips for a new YouTuber, same thing, don't overthink it. Look, Eileen's here. Hi.
Sorry.
I kept recording. Is that okay?
No, of course.
Yeah, just come here for a second. This is Eileen. She's from the show that I was actually just telling them I was doing a video about YouTube because we were just talking about it.
Yeah.
About how to do YouTube and tips and all this stuff. So then I was mentioning I just shot with you guys.
Cool.
So,
well, this
TO Tubers, and she brought me a gift too.
This is your housewarming present.
Thank you.
I hope.
Oh God, you have to do that. Thank you. Hold up. She went to Bunners. Gluten-free vegan bakery.
So you could try them all.
Okay, this girl just got me cupcakes. We're in love.
Great.
Thank
you.
you. How amazing is she? They just got me, look. Ah, Veuve Clicquot. We're gonna have to eat these cupcakes. Tips for new YouTubers. Don't overthink it. Oh yeah, don't overthink like, what is my channel? What is my channel? When I started doing YouTube videos last June, I had no idea and I was freaking out like, what am I gonna do? I'm not a beauty vlogger. I mean, I knew what Hot for Food was, but I'm talking about when I was YouTubing, because I was like, my first thought was like, but I'm not good at anything. Like, I'm not good at DIY. I'm not good at fashion. I'm not good at beauty shit. So I was like, what is it gonna be? And I always had this vision of like, you know, Oprah, I love Oprah, and Oprah just like talks about herself, except sometimes, you know, people will be like, oh, Oprah's full of herself or whatever. I don't think she is a goddess. But this idea of talking, like all I know, and this is exactly why I got into TV, this is exactly why I wanted to work on Much Music, is because I was good at talking, but I was like, how do you make a career out of talking? Or I was good at watching TV shows and I loved television. How do you make a career out of watching television? Well, I did it. And so even trying to consider what I was gonna do on YouTube, instead of overthinking it and going, well, I'm not good at anything, I just turned the camera on and kind of said what I thought at the time. You know, if you look at some of the early videos, I actually started doing YouTube, I did like 3 or 4 videos and then I stopped for a while and then I restarted. Those first 3 or 4 videos were like, I think the first video was, what am I supposed to do on YouTube? And it was just me talking. And then the second video was what I learned in a week of being on YouTube, because I like spent some time really digging into YouTube and got really annoyed and discouraged about doing it. So I did a video about that. And it's like, there is a place for every single thing on YouTube. Like, doesn't matter what it is, doesn't matter what you like, there will be other people who will gravitate toward what you're doing and like what you're doing because they'll find some common ground and they'll feel accepted. And that's what I love about YouTube. It makes everybody feel accepted and included, and as much as I know there is like negative crap and trolls and people being rude, and there's, you know, other content that's really negative, I think for the most part the good content and the why people connect to, like, you know, Superwoman and Just Rain and like Jenna Marbles and any of these big people who have accumulated really massive followings, it's because they're just being themselves and they're willing to risk exposing their vulnerability and putting themselves out there in a way that you can't do on television, that you can't do in a book, that you can't do anywhere else. You can only do it with you and a camera, and it's really powerful, and everyone's sharing their creative energy and their love and all that kind of stuff, and it just creates this spark between you and strangers. And I've learned more about myself, I would say, in the last you know, 10 months doing this channel, doing Lauren's channel, than I have in so long. Because of you guys, because of the kinds of reactions and feedback that I get. And it's I've talked about this before, but it's really a reflection of who I am. It's making me more self-aware in a good way, not in a critical way. So, you know, it's not for everybody. It might look like the new ticket, you know, starting a YouTube channel is the future. It's the way, you know, not everyone on the planet can have a YouTube channel and have a good one and make it their full-time job. It's just the people that are meant to do it will do it, and the people that are meant to do it will stay motivated and inspired by it, and the people that are meant to do it will get really big on it and reach more people and spread their message. It's not necessarily for everybody, just the way you know, I know I can't be a doctor, even though that would be amazing. That's not my path. So just know that, and you need to do it because you just have to do it. If you have this urge, you want to get it out, whatever. And even just play around with it. It doesn't matter. There's no risk in posting a video that's not that good. Just post it and see what happens. And then post another one and see what happens. And then post another one and see what happens. Like, that's all I did. And here we are. It actually became something. And for a while, I didn't think it would. For a while, I had many moments where I was like, I gotta stop doing this. I don't have time for this. I don't know if I like this. And I've been like that with everything I've done in my life. Pretty much everything that I'm currently doing right now was something I didn't want to do a few years ago, or even a couple years ago. It was like, I don't want to start Twitter. I hate social media. Oh God, Facebook? No. Oh my God, I have to do Instagram? Oh, Snapchat? Oh my God, YouTube? Oh my God, I hate computers and technology. Why am I starting a blog? I don't know how to edit. I don't like editing. I don't want to edit. I never want to pick up a camera and shoot. I'm literally doing all of those things now, and I love them, and I hated them before. So you will really surprise yourself sometimes. And again, it just goes back to listening to what's calling you, listening to what your heart is telling you to do. Again, what that higher self, what that higher power is kind of pushing you toward, and following that. And I try to live that way and by that all the time. And it applies to career, and it applies to this career path of YouTube in all ways. So that's really my advice. That wasn't necessarily tangible advice, but that's because I don't like all the rules, and I threw out all of the so-called rules of YouTube, and I didn't listen to, I went to some Google sessions at the Google office in Toronto, but it was like how to make your cover photo, how to make this and that. It was all these like little tutorials, and it's great that they offer, you know, they have the YouTube creator class type thing where they teach you, or YouTube school or whatever. And some of those tips are helpful, but to be honest, I really haven't paid much attention to that stuff. I just do what I feel like doing, do what I want to do, and play around on there. That's really it. And that might not be your style. You might really want to like follow the kind of YouTube class and get real set up before you start shooting, and that's fine too. It's just whatever. I'm just trying to share with you like what I did. So that's hashtag Ask Lauren. Leave some more questions in the comments. Let me know what you think about this video. If I didn't answer something or clear something up for you, let me know. What kind of person leaves Lauren Toyota alone with 4 vegan cupcakes in her kitchen all by herself? Somebody who doesn't realize that I could eat all 4. Actually, I don't really think I could. But yeah, I'm gonna eat them now. Oh snap. I'm getting real crazy now. Gotta go. See you guys on Monday. Bye.